Hello, this is Tina Wiles. Welcome back to day 4 of the 5-day Action ACT Challenge. Today we're going to learn about the how of the ACT. How should you prepare? So there are a ton of ACT prep materials out there. So I've broken down some of my favorite ones. On the worksheet, there's actually the links to all these. So you don't need to take notes or type all this out. Just click on it from the worksheet you download. So I'm just going to go through the ones that are on the sheet. So the first one is a free practice test. This is actually a full test that's put out by ACT. Highly recommend going through and doing it. We talked yesterday about taking that full practice test 6 weeks before. This is one that I would recommend doing. The second one, question of the day. So this is free, and on the ACT website, you need to create an account and it'll give you a question of the day every day. Unfortunately, you do need to log in order to get that question of the day. Online practice questions. So on the ACT website, for each subject, English, math, reading, and science, there is a multiple choice where when you click on the wrong answer, let's see if I got it right. Oh, it doesn't even there. Oh, I did get it right. Completely unintentional. But you would click on the answer, and if it was wrong, it would explain to you why it was wrong. So that's some good free prep there. And the last, UWorld. This is one that has come highly recommended to me from several students. There is a 30-day free access where you actually log in, and it has many practice questions. You can get an app for it for iOS, Android, or Amazon. And then you can actually create your own tests. It's free for 30 days, and there is no credit card required. After that, it looks like it goes up to, for 90 days or 3 months, it would be $49. And then more practice tests. I have a blog post that I did. The first couple I wouldn't worry about so much, but why I wanted to send you here is numbers 4, 5, and 6. These are 3 more complete practice tests that you can use. So the more, like I said, more practice, the better. So that is it for the free stuff. Let's take a look at what you could pay for. So there are so many options when it comes to paid prep. The number one thing I would recommend is the Real ACT book. So I don't know if you've seen this before. Red Book has 3 full tests in it. And why I recommend this more than anything is because it has those 3 tests, but it also has the answers and explanations. So you could understand why you're getting questions wrong. The next thing, How to Slay the ACT. I'm a little biased. This is a book that I wrote, and I wrote it to go along with this Real ACT book, the official ACT book. So if you go through How to Slay the ACT, I help you with looking at which questions you're getting incorrect, and then give you guidance as what to do on those types of questions, and then tell you where to find similar practice, all within this ACT book. So it's kind of like having a tutor sit there with you as you go through and do your practice. So of course I recommend that. And then there's 2 online preps. So one is actually through ACT themselves, and you log in, or you have to pay. I think it's like $99. I don't know if it has the price here. But when I've done it, it's about what I remember it being. You go through, you can download an ACT app as well, but it would give you guided practice. And then the other paid one, ACT has teamed up with Kaplan. And for about $100, you get a 6-week subscription to doing Kaplan test prep. Basically, any practice is good practice, though. So there are many apps that you can use as well. Flashcards are always fun. Quizlet.com has many, many, many ACT test prep flashcards, so you could use any of those Quizlets that have been put together for you. And I haven't found one particular app that I really love, but there are so many. You could use any of them. And like I said, any practice is good practice. All right, so now let's talk about how you need to set up your practice schedule. So I would shoot for 2 hours of practice a week, and you have a couple options about how you approach this. You could do it all in one sitting, so you set aside one time a week where you're going to work for 2 hours, or you could break it up over many days. So maybe you do 15 minutes a day or a half hour a day for a couple days. And then when you're practicing, so the 4 main things I would recommend for practice are doing full practice sections, I think is the best way to do it. So you actually sit down and for 45 minutes and do a full English section, or sit down for 60 minutes and do a full math section, because it gives you all levels of difficulty. If you're trying to focus in a certain area, you can work on just individual types of problems. Online practice is good because you're getting practice, but a lot of the strategies that I'm going to talk about tomorrow involve writing in the book, the test book, and that's really hard to practice with online. So I would kind of make sure you're keeping timing. Take it with a grain of salt. If you run out of time on online, I don't know if that necessarily means you'll run out of time when you're taking the test. And then last is flashcards. One thing that I've come up with that seems to help a lot of students is thinking about taking these ACT mini tests. So basically over the course of 5 days, I have it broken down here what you do each day, but in 5 days, you'd be able to complete a full test. You'd be doing like the mini test. So you're going to do a little bit of each subject, and keeping timing in mind so that your timing would still be accurate, but you'd be getting a little bit of practice in a lot of areas. So your assignment for today is for 5 minutes. I want you to pull out your planner or calendar and block out that 1 to 2 hours a week for you to practice. We talked yesterday about doing the 2 full practice tests at 6 weeks before and 3 weeks before. So this 1 to 2 hours a week is an addition to that. If you're going the free route for practice, I want you to take the time and decide what you're going to be doing and download and or print the practice that you're going to use. If you are going to invest money into test prep, I would go ahead and take a look at the options I gave you. If you're going to buy a book, go for it. I want you to do that for your assignment. Go ahead and order the book so that you can get started prepping as soon as possible. Thanks for joining me again today. Again, if you have any questions, go to the Facebook group, and I will talk to you tomorrow for the last day of our challenge. I hope you're learning a lot. Bye.